So, I don't know if you're aware of this, but a couple of days ago there was a holiday. And I say that like that and watch your reaction very carefully. Because you can tell a lot about a person by their reaction to a reference to a pretend holiday. I get it. It's a made-up day. It's what they call a Hallmark holiday. And there are some people that when you say, hey, Valentine's Day, they roll their eyes, they hide their faces, perhaps they look at their watch. But then there are unity people. And you and me and the people like us are looking for any opportunity to celebrate something, anything. What is it, Arbor Day, Flag Day, Valentine's Day? That's fine. Is there chocolate? Cool. You and me are interested in celebrating stuff, in celebrating life, in celebrating this process. So I'm in. I'm a sucker for Valentine's Day. And I learned something this time around that I hadn't really paid attention to before. Not only is it a great time to give cards and candy and let people know that you love them, it is also a trust exercise. Some people go in for ropes courses, and some people jump out of airplanes, and some people do rock climbing, and some people get tattooed, and some people do all kinds of things, and all of that stuff is awesome. If you're interested in that, do that. I do a lot of that kind of stuff, but I have never seen fear and dismay and confusion. I have never seen a person go through a rite of passage like I did in the greeting card department of Target the day before Valentine's Day. And you know what I'm talking about because you've seen it too. There's a crowd of people and you forget that it's the day before Valentine's Day and you look at the crowd of people. And it's like when they used to talk about in Russia that people would just get in the line. I don't even know what the line is for. Oh, it's bread up there. Good, I'm in this line. You start to gather around the greeting cards and then something calls and you remember. And I saw the look of fear on people's faces. The look of dismay on people's faces. I saw the look of people who were really working through uncertainty. It's easy to pray in church because we're set up to talk about God, but there were people in need of prayer in the Hallmark card area of Target. But I'll tell you, I learned something about myself because apparently I am something of a man. I didn't have a problem. I knew what I was doing. I was in the Godiva chocolate store a couple of days before Valentine's Day, and I walked past all of the guys looking in fear. Is $15 not enough? Is $50 too much? I don't know what kind of statement I'm supposed to make. And the candy bar costs like $1. This is a lot more. What am I supposed to be doing here? I walked right past all those people. I got the chocolate that I wanted, and I went to the counter, and I bought it, and I never felt like such a man before in my life. But I get it. The look on those people's faces was a look of, there are rules here that I'm not aware of. There are secrets here that I do not partake in. There's something going on, and it's possible to get it wrong, but I have no clue how to get it right. Nobody told me. There was no class in this. And for a lot of people, romance kind of works like that. I know there's rules. I have every self-help book, but I'm still no closer to the rules. I remember being a little kid and feeling very sure that everybody knew something I didn't know. That there was a set of rules, some magic thing would happen, and someone would tell me, here's how life works. Do you remember when you had that meeting? When you became an adult and there was a secret ceremony, and all of a sudden they handed you a book, and in the book were all of the secrets to everything, and then you knew everything? Do you remember that? Were you not invited to that meeting? Only the cool people were invited to the meeting? Never happens, does it? And yet there are so many people who are still trying to find the information. There are so many people who are really trying to figure out how they can own life, the universe, and everything intellectually. There are so many people trying to figure out how to fit the universe between their ears. And there are institutions devoted to that. There are late-night commercials devoted to that. There are all kinds of products devoted to the idea that someone else knows something that you don't know. How's your credit score? Someone else knows something that you don't know. Perhaps you should buy this. In 5 easy payments, you can know things that other people don't know. And man, I got to tell you, sometimes I'm a sucker for that stuff. I've invested in those things, and it didn't make me any smarter. It didn't make me any happier. In fact, in this culture, in this day and age, we have unprecedented access to information. I can, by looking at my phone for a few moments, tell you what Kim Kardashian is up to. I can find information about all kinds of things. Wikipedia is a thing. We have access to information that no one before in the history of humanity had access to. But is it making us any happier? Or is it possible, bless you, is it possible that the secret to life and the secret to happiness and the thing that we're shooting for isn't something that we can own intellectually? Is it possible that the universe does not fit between our ears? Because I got to tell you, when I think about the things that have made me happy, when I think about moments of love, moments of triumph, moments of joy, moments of ecstasy, moments of just absolute delight, and this is life and this is happening, they were things that I could not explain. You know, it's beautiful to look for the meaning of life. But so many of the best things are absolutely meaningless. Can you own intellectually what love is? What's the meaning of love? You know, if you were a computer program, the fact that you like certain kinds of music would be thought of as a glitch. The truest things about us are the things that just don't make any sense. You know, we got past the idea that being a good person had to do with how much stuff you had. Let us now get past the idea that having our act together spiritually has to do with how many facts I can own. Because if you try either of those things, if it's about how much you can fit in your pocket, in your house, in your brain, in your bank account, wherever, if it's about an accumulation of stuff, isn't it wonderful that the universe will show you that you're on the wrong track? You know, that's the thing. We are free to choose so much, but the thing we don't have a choice about is growth. You're going to grow. The choice you have is easy way or hard way. I recommend easy way. But one way or another, it's a beautiful thing to get to that place where we know that we don't know. Let us look for a new definition of what good is. Good for us is no longer how much stuff we have and how well people think of us and all of that, but rather, let me give you a new one and see if it works for you. Good is what makes you feel alive. That's what I want you to shoot for. Try it out. What makes you feel alive? And it can be something small. It can be something big. What makes you smile? You don't have to explain it to everybody. You see, the meaning comes second. The payment comes second. Don't wait anymore for proof. There are so many people that are waiting for something, for somebody to tell them that it's okay, that they're good enough, that there's enough money in the bank account to follow their dreams, that we've reached a point of stability and now we can do this other thing. Does the right moment ever come like that? So what I want you to do today is stop waiting, because life wants your engagement. What I want you to do is stop waiting, because your validation comes after you give. Do you remember that golden rule? How's it go? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Not do unto others after you're really sure that they like what you've brought to the table. Do unto others after you have received the appropriate court documentation and you've looked at the stock portfolio. Do unto others before there is any external proof. Do unto others because we are people who do. Do unto others because we were meant to create. Do unto others because that's what happens first. You know, when you love something, you don't care what you get out of it. You know? When you really love something, you're not thinking, now, how do I benefit from this? Otherwise, I can recommend some excellent therapists. When you fall in love with something, you just say, here's me. Here's me and all of the treasures of my mind and my heart and my hands. Here's me and all of my warts and all of my problems and all of the things that I am in process on. Here's me. How can I serve? How can I serve? That's love. And I don't know about you, but I've had these times in my life when I was so focused on the giving. I'm not going to say I do it all the time. I'm working on it. But I've had these times in my life where I was so focused on showing up, of giving of my heart, of just showing that I love this person, this place, this thing, this activity, of just serving, that I stopped thinking about how I was going to get paid. You ever had that? I highly recommend it. Find something. Doesn't matter if other people think it's silly. It's not about other people, is it? Find something that you just give to the point where you get out of God's way. Isn't that the secret to spirituality? Spirituality is the science of getting out of God's way, because God doesn't need my help to be good. God needs my buy-in. God needs my participation. And when you get on fire about serving, you get out of the way and you get into the flow. When you serve in one way or another, big or small, all of a sudden, stuff gets handled. The bills get paid. That person that you weren't even paying attention to wants your phone number. When you get out of the way. People come up to me all the time and they say, do people really come up to you? And I don't know. But they also come up to me. I can't help it. I'm sorry. I'm also really not sorry. But people come up to me and they come to places like this church. And they come to places of healing. And they say something like this sometimes. How can I get me some more healing? How can I get me some more love? How can I get me some more God? How can I get me some more faith? How can I get this? What's the appropriate program? How much does it cost? Where do I sign? Like it's a gym membership. How can I get more magic in my life? And I find myself saying over and over again in one way or another, you know what? You are already magic. Magic is happening all the time. Where is God? Do you need to get more God? Think about all of the magic things that had to happen in order to get you in that seat right now. Think about all of the faith involved in driving on the roads. Faith in the other drivers, faith in your car, faith in your pants to stay together. I don't know, whatever. I don't know what you had for breakfast. Faith. Magic is happening right now. And so, it's not really a question of how can I experience more love. The real question is, what am I allowing to get in the way? My request for you this morning is to take out the garbage. That's what I want. What can you get done with today? I am here to help you to travel light. What can you get done with? What can you get done with? You know, in the Bible, it says, in the beginning was the Word. You know that part? What does that mean? I mean, we say words, a lot. Words have power, it's true. But it means something different. When you look at the translation, the word is logos, which doesn't just mean the words that you say. It means something like thought word. In other words, in the beginning was this thing, this thought, this feeling inside of you that was so powerful and so strong that it had to come out, that it had to be spoken. In the beginning was this inner thing that had to come out. You ever felt that way? Everyone has, in one way or another, because that's what love feels like. That's what beauty feels like. When you see a work of art or you hear a song and it's so amazing, like it happened a few minutes ago, that you have to get up and dance. That is the logos that creates the universe. That is the truth. That wholeness, this inner thing that has to come out, is the truth about holiness. This is the creation. And so, a lot of times, people come to church because they're working on some kind of creation. They're working on creating true love. They're working on creating a bank account that they can be proud of. They're working on all kinds of things. They're working on creation. The secret to creation is finding that inner thing that has to come out. And so the question that I want you to dwell on is this. What fills me up to the point of overflowing? What fills me up to the point of overflowing? What do I have inside of me that is so true and so amazing and so powerful that I can't shut up about it? What is a truth about me that I hold inside so much that I have to get to a point where I say, my cup runneth over? Did you know that you were allowed to ask that question? Sometimes people feel like love is about putting up with. Sometimes people feel like love is about holding still and just letting stuff just kind of happen to them. And if you love someone, you'll just put up with all kinds of crazy dysfunctions, right? That's love. Turn the other cheek doesn't mean that you're supposed to be able to really take a punch on the other side. Love does not mean putting up with stuff that hurts. Let's be very clear about that. Instead, when you love something, you engage with it. When you love something, you demand the truth from it. When you love something, you're saying, I see past the appearances. I see beyond your weirdness and your dysfunctional behavior and your whatever it is, and I see to the heart of you, and I love it. I am delighted by it. If you want to get somewhere with life, if you want to get somewhere with love, replace diversions with delight. And there will be things and people and situations and relationships that you can find that delight with. And there will be things and there will be people and there will be relationships where your delight is packing your bags. And both are valid. Sometimes love is a power that moves you into another home. And that's okay too. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And without that love, which is what we're talking about, nothing has been made. So in other words, love is the only productive force in the universe. I'm going to say that again. Love is the only productive force in the universe. Nothing gets made without love happening as the gas in the tank. Nothing gets made without love. And I want to tell you that because I don't know where you've been. I don't know what you're working on. But I want you to know that your birth and your life and your process is a process of love, and you deserve it and you are made out of it. Whatever else is going on in your life. But I also want to point that out because, it's awesome to be able to be here. You guys are incredible. I love coming to this church. This family, this group is incredible. The love that you have and the family that you have and the sense of just we are changing the world that you guys have in your faces is inspirational. But it's easy, isn't it, here? Because we have made this holy ground by our presence and by our declaration to live this stuff. There are people in life who don't go to Unity. I know it's a shock. It's super easy to say, love everyone. Let's all have hugs. And then there's somebody at work or somebody at the Thanksgiving table, or somebody somewhere who it's difficult, let's say. It's tricky. What do we do about those people? What do we do about stuff that we see on TV that's bad? Well, we have a choice, don't we? We can ignore it. Does that work? Golly, I know it's tempting. And there are people who mean so well and who say things like, well, you know, I don't watch the news because there's so many negative things going on there. And I get that, and I have been in that mode. But I got to tell you, there are things going on in the world that require our attention. You are a powerful healing force. So we don't want to run from it. And we don't want to fight it. I didn't come here to talk about fire and brimstone. I didn't come to tell you about those other people who don't go here who are going to burn. I mean, they are. No, of course not. We're not here to throw stones. And you and I both know that when you fight something, you give it more power, don't you? So let me say it again. Love is the only productive force in the universe. If you want something to change, the only way to change it is through love. It's okay to not agree with things that other people do. It's okay to feel differently about things. It's okay to be in different places. But if you let that relationship, that job, that whatever it is, pull you out of love, you lose your ability to make a difference. Nothing gets made without love. So find a way. It could be that that person that you don't get along with just requires you to pour a little bit more of your honesty, your integrity, your, here I am and we're going to work through this. And it may be that that person, once you pour that love and that attention and the beauty and the awesome nature that you are, and you get to really see, oh, wait a minute, you're not the right person, are you? You'll never know until you give your full attention. But like I said, love is a power that moves. Sometimes love will move you away. And that is beautiful too. You know what I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about forgiveness. And it's beautiful, and it can be challenging. You may have had a dysfunctional childhood. You may have had a dysfunctional morning. But here you are, and this is a moment of change. This is a moment of decision. Let me put that another way. Does God get sick? Does God get hurt? Does God get afraid? God cannot be sick or hurt or afraid. And I don't know everything about God, but I know this. You are made in the image and after the likeness of God. And so, yeah, I get it. I've had my fear come out. I've had my ego get bruised. I've cried my tears. But I know that the truth about me on the inside is the image and likeness of God. There is a part of me and there is a part of you that is indestructible. And so, you know what? I say thank you, God, for those moments when something happened to strip away a little bit of my dried-on bologna layers. Thank God for those moments where my ego got bruised because I learned what I'm not. Thank God for those moments when I learned what I'm not. And so to those good times we say, thank you, God, that's the truth about me. And to those bad times I say, thank you, God, I know what's not the truth about me. And one way or another, easy way or hard way, I grow and I can let go. That's what love does. People say that love is the mighty magnet. It's the power that joins and binds in divine harmony of the universe and everything in it. Love is that great metaphysical gravity that makes everything happen. But I want to be very clear. It's not that love is like gravity. It's a beautiful metaphor, but it doesn't go far enough. How many presences and powers are there in the universe? So if there's gravity happening, if something drops to the ground, if you are held to this planet, if your butt is held in the seat, that's love happening. Love is the power that joins the atoms and the molecules in the chair you're sitting on. The trick to getting happy. The trick to falling in love with your partner, with your life, with your situation. The trick to making the world a better place is remembering that wherever you are, that is love happening. Find something that helps you to remember that. Doesn't matter if it's big or small. It will grow and you will grow. Find something that makes you feel alive. It doesn't matter what it is. It is revolutionary, because what happens when people in the world stop putting up with what other people tell them they're supposed to be doing and start trying to find things that make their hearts sing? This is the secret. What can you do today to give a little bit more of yourself to what you have in your life? What can you do today to shine a little bit more of your love into the life that God has given you? What can you do today to let that power that move you into a new life and a new world? What can you do today to get free? Because after all, freedom is a choice. Thank you.